guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here, and welcome again to another reaction video. Wolverine Weapon X from Sideshow Collectibles. It's a piece that definitely we were anticipating for quite some time. It was announced over a year ago. Finally, it's on pre-order. And a lot of people have a lot of mixed feelings for a lot of reasons, whether it has to do with the art, whether it has to do with the price. So in this video, I want to break it down for you, the good and the bad. And ultimately, I want to let you know if this is a yay, is an A or an A, you know, for your collection. But before we get into the pictures, let's look at some of the detail here. There are two different versions. You have the exclusive version or you have the collector's edition. Now, the edition size for both hasn't been decided, but of course, the price, as you can see, it's over $1,000 for its quarter scale. This is going to release according to the schedule here sometime between July and October of next year. Of course, that's always subject to change. When looking at the details, we can see the artists involved in the process. We have Martin Canale, who is a master, of course, that's undeniable. He is the sculptor and the designer. Also, Jorge Villar, he's also another sculptor. Ian McDonald is a designer. Bernardo Esquivel, a painter. He's been working for Sideshow for many, many years. A fantastic painter for sure. And we also, of course, include the Sideshow design and development team involved in the whole process. All right, now we're looking at the pictures, and I'm telling you, the exclusive, in my opinion, if you're going for this, you need to go for the exclusive. You need to go for this one. The extra portrait, in my opinion, gives it the edge. One thing I would say about this piece, which I really like, and I gotta be honest with you, at first when I saw it, there was something in me that I said, man, I was a bit disappointed. I was thinking for something totally different. But the more I've seen this, the more I look at the pictures, the more I pay attention to it, and the more I think about it, the more I realize how good the concept here is. I think Martin did a fantastic job designing this. This plays homage to the Weapon X comic book that was presented, of course, at Marvel Comics Presents back in 1991, and the art of Barry Windsor Smith, which is so iconic at this point. And I gotta be honest, when that came out, I wasn't a fan. The colors were so jarring to me. There was like, oh man, I think that this color is too much. That was in the 90s. Of course, I was a teenager. But the more over the years I've watched this or read this several times, the more I am a fan of it. I realize now, after so many years, of course, once you get older, even your taste for certain art changes. After many years, I can see how claustrophobic it feels with those colors. And I would say that the concept here, the idea of going with this, I think is great. Now, looking at the pictures here, of course, this is the regular version, the regular portrait. That is, when I look at this, for me, this is definitely Barry Windsor Smith. I can see that clearly as day. Of course, when you look at others that we have seen in the past, of course, a lot of people are comparing this with the XM Studios and putting that ahead of this one. And that is a great concept. But to me, that one felt always that it was more of inspiration of the film. This one, on the other hand, I feel that it's inspired by the comic book. And I can see that. And he is entrapped in this tank, and I think the idea of creating not just a tank, because people were hoping for a tank, I think just created the concept of the bubbles, makes it artistically clean, but at the same time it's so clear, you know, the concept. I don't think you need a tank to represent all of this. I think it's a very nice way to represent the art of Barry Windsor Smith, in my opinion. This is a standalone piece more than anything else. You're building this Marvel collection and you need just one Wolverine in your collection. This is definitely not for you. You have to go for the suit that you prefer, whether it's a modern suit, whether there is the more classic brown suit. This is not for that purpose. This is for in my opinion, for the Wolverine fan, for the Weapon X fan. This is for the X-Men fan that loves anything that has to do with the X-Men or Wolverine, and you want to have a standalone piece in a corner or in a place that's separate from anything else. The light up feature is great. Those bubbles look fantastic, and here it says that it's illuminated clear cast bubbles, which is resin, clear resin. That's what they're using here, and it's kind of nice that they're using nowadays. Sideshow's doing more clear resin. Back in the day, they didn't do as much. But it looks really nice, and in a dark environment with those bubbles looking like that, I think it's gonna shine and it's gonna look great. And again, the more I see this piece, the more I'm a fan of it and the concept. Canale did a fantastic job in representing this. It looks really neat, very well done. If you have never read that comic book, I recommend you to read it. If you have seen it in passing, read it. You definitely look at it, compare it with this, and you're gonna see how Martin Canale did a fantastic job bringing that comic book to life. And that's something that I would say about Canale, is that he always does that. He's been doing this for many years, and not only him, the team that works with him, the guys that work with him, they all doing a fantastic job. They bring in the A game. It's a very nicely done piece with the light and the dark. I think it's gonna shine, it's gonna stand out in any place that you put it in. If people who are in your family or friends who come over, they don't know much about the comics, this is still gonna be a stand-up piece. They're gonna look at it, perhaps they're gonna put 2 and 2 together with the movies if they already watched the Wolverine. The paint that Esquivel did, he did a fantastic job. You can see in the hair and the blue strands and the skin, it looks really neat. And all this stuff, the stuff that is coming out from him, the adamantium, all that stuff is just really nice. The whole team overall, they did a fantastic job. Every person here, the base, I like the colors. And yes, you can always try to compare this with XM Studios. I think that's also a fantastic piece. But I think that what they were going for on this, they did it the right way. All right, guys, what can I say? Coming to the end of the video. If you ask me this, if this is a yay or a nay, gotta be honest with you, this is a yay. However, this is not for everyone, as I mentioned earlier. This is strictly for those who are fans of Wolverine, Logan, Weapon X, or those who love, anything that has to do with the X-Men. But if you're a type of person that only needs one piece per character, and this is not for you, because this is just a period in time. This is just from a story that some people love, some people not so much. And if you're not really a fan of this era or this time, then definitely this is not gonna fit the bill. You need a different type of representation of Wolverine. Maybe they want with the classic brown suit, maybe with the modern suit. There's other options out there. So, I think this is not for everyone. And you have to consider that, particularly at this price point, because it's very expensive. And of course, a lot of people are dissatisfied with the price, because at this point they're saying Sideshow's pushing the price to this limit where it's becoming harder for collectors to keep up, and it's true. This is the type of piece that I would say that is gonna be very limited in numbers. I already see that, because there's not gonna be that many people that are gonna jump for it unless you're a hardcore X-Men Wolverine fan. This is a very artsy piece that is going to, in my opinion, is gonna have great value. The light-up feature looks great. I would say that Sideshow has done a fantastic job in recent times with a lot of the pieces that come with light-up features. They look fantastic. If you're looking for the XM Studios, you think that's best, yeah, why not? It's a great piece as well, with the tank and everything. But I think the profile of this one is going to fit in a lot better, because it's not as wide. It doesn't have as much stuff going on. So it's going to stand out without looking busy. And I like it. And the bubbles, in my opinion, they don't kill it. They definitely bring that representation. I don't need to visualize. I don't need to see the physical tank to realize that he's in a tank. I can see the art. Of course, I've seen the comic book. I read the comic book. And if you look at the comic book, hardly you see the tank or the glass in the tank. You only see him floating in there. That's all you see. So I think they did a fantastic job with it. I would say kudos to Sideshow for doing an amazing piece. But what is your opinion, my friends? What do you think about it? Here you can see the difference between the exclusive is $1,050. You go for the collector's edition, is $25. The difference is only $25 for an extra portrait. You need to go for the exclusive. That's for sure. Even I like the portrait, the regular one, but I think the exclusive is the way to go. All right, my friends, let me know in the comments what do you think about this piece. You think it's a yay? You think it's a nay? Share with me how you feel about it in the comments below. My friends, God bless, take care, and I will talk to you again. Bye-bye.